Chapter 51 became Duguyan's boyfriend. You are listening at novelfull.audio. You just said that you are a new student who joined Shrek Academy yesterday. Yu Tianheng did not laugh, but asked a question that he was more concerned about. Yes. Any questions? Shen Fan said. You just joined the academy yesterday, and you can act with them today. So, you must be very strong. Ever since he was defeated by Shrek in the Soto Spirit Arena last time, Yu Tianheng had become interested in all kinds of news about Shrek Academy. Naturally, he also knew that Dai Mubai and Tang San, a team of 7, were what does Shrek Academy represent. Okay. Not too bad. Shen Fan had no intention of pretending to be 13 in front of a grown man like Yu Tianheng. Not too bad. You just want to be a bit strong. Then who is more powerful, you or Tang San? Oh, right. My name is Dugu Yan. Dugu Yan rolled his eyes and said mischievously. Hee. Shen Fan smiled, glanced at Tang San, whose face was still a little swollen, and then said, I should be stronger. What? Hearing this, except for Dugu Yan and Yi Lingling, the other members of the Huangdou team were shocked. You took a look at Tang San just now. Could it be that the injury on Tang San's face was caused by you? Dugu Yan deliberately wanted to embarrass Tang San. During the competition yesterday, I accidentally hurt him. Shen Fan shrugged. Oh. Can you tell me how you accidentally hurt Tang San? Dugu Yan pretended to be very interested in Tang San's failure and moved his chair next to Shen Fan. Yan, what are you doing? Dugu Yan's actions made Yu Tianheng feel as if there was an extra touch of green on his head. I did not do anything. I'm just a little curious about the process of Shen Fan and Tang San's competition. Dugu Yan looked innocent. Dugu Yan. Don't go too far. Tang San said angrily. He had known for a long time that Dugu Yan was unhappy with him, so he didn't care about it, but he didn't expect that Dugu Yan would get angry with her. Why did I go too far? Dugu Yan's expression also turned cold. You. As soon as he said a word, Tang San paused. He suddenly didn't know what to say. It couldn't be said that Dugu Yan was deliberately watching his joke. What are you? Calling me too much for no reason. In the end, I can't tell where I went too far. I think it's not that I'm overdoing it, but that you're deliberately looking for trouble. Dugu Yan sneered. Yan. Tang San probably didn't mean to say that to you. Maybe he doesn't want to talk about the process of sparring with Shen Fan. Tang San is the apprentice of his uncle Xiaogang. In Yu Tianheng's view, everyone is one of his own, and he doesn't want Dugu Yan and Tang San to have a quarrel. You actually helped him instead of me. Seeing that her boyfriend did not help her, but instead spoke for an outsider like Tang San, Dugu Yan's pupils shrank, and then he showed a hint of self-mockery. No, Yan, you misunderstood. Just as Yu Tianheng was about to explain, he was interrupted by Dugu Yan. You don't need to explain. Shen Fan. Do you want me to be your girlfriend? Dugu Yan suddenly turned to look at Shen Fan and asked. What? Shen Fan was dumbfounded. I said, I'll be your girlfriend. Do you want? Dugu Yan repeated it. Yan, can you stop being so ridiculous? At this time, Yu Tianheng, who was also stunned by Dugu Yan's words, finally came to his senses, and immediately frowned, faintly unhappy. Yes, Sister Yan. Let's play, and make trouble. Don't joke about things like this. After Yu Tianheng finished speaking, several other male members of the Imperial fighting team also woke up and spoke closely after him. What do you say? Dugu Yan ignored Yu Tianheng and the others and stared straight at Shen Fan. Are you serious? Shen Fan didn't want to be fooled by Dugu Yan. However, the response to Shen Fan was not Dugu Yan's affirmation or denial, but a kiss. Boom. Seeing his girlfriend talking about others in front of so many people, Yu Tianheng, who had no time to stop it from happening, knocked over the large round table in front of him with one palm. All of a sudden, all kinds of dishes and drinks fell on the floor. Do you believe it now? Dugu Yan let go of Shen Fan, his face turning slightly red. I believe it. Shen Fan touched his lips, which were not touched by Dugu Yan's mouth, and felt that everything in front of him seemed a bit dreamy. Dugu Yan, not seeing the two of them flirting like no one else around, Yu Tianheng let out an angry roar like a furious beast. Yu Tianheng. Now Yan Yan is my girlfriend. If you have anything to say, you can tell me directly. If you dare to yell at Yan Yan next time, don't blame me for being rude. Shen Fan pulled Dugu Yan behind him. If he hadn't understood Yu Tianheng's current mood, Shen Fan would have slapped Yu Tianheng on the ear just by the roar he just gave to Dugu Yan, but then again, you can't force emotional matters. Faced with Dugu Yan who came to his door, Shen Fan couldn't push her back. Tianheng. How is this going, that the table of students made such a big noise, which naturally alerted Yu Xiaogang and the others. At this moment, seeing his nephew's look of choosing others to devour, Yu Xiaogang took the initiative to ask. Uncle. I want to fight for the soul with Shen Fan from your college. Till death. Yu Tianheng's expression twisted. Nonsense. Hearing that Yu Tianheng wanted to fight Shen Fan until death, Yu Xiaojiang's face turned cold and he scolded. Even Tang San was not Shen Fan's opponent, but Yu Xiaojiang didn't think that his nephew would be Shen Fan's opponent. What's more, he also wanted to accept Shen Fan as his disciple. How could he allow Yu Tianheng to ruin his plan? Uncle. Yu Tianheng looked at Yu Xiaojiang in confusion, wondering why his uncle, who had always been very kind to him, scolded him this time. If you still recognize me as your uncle, then get along well with Shen Fan. Yu Xiaojiang did not explain anything to Yu Tianheng, but made a strong decision. But uncle, Shen Fan. Just when Yu Tianheng was about to tell his uncle that Shen Fan had snatched his girlfriend, he saw Yu Xiaojiang waved his hand and said, Are you now stronger than my uncle and don't want to listen to me? Yu Tianheng was almost mad. Dugu Yan didn't give him a chance to explain just now, and this time his uncle didn't give him a chance to explain. He had never been so aggrieved since he was a child, but facing this person who had taken care of him since he was a child uncle, he can't really deny face. No more mine. Erlong, go and bring Tianheng to our table so that the students can sit at the table again. Yu Xiaojiang was still very satisfied with Yu Tianheng's attitude. Even in a furious state, Yu Tianheng was still willing to listen to him. Chapter 52 Dugu Yan follows Shen Fan to study at Shrek. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It is good. If it were other matters, Lu Erlong might not pay attention to Yu Xiaojiang, but in this matter, Lu Erlong didn't mind giving Yu Xiaojiang face. After all, Yu Xiaojiang and the others were chatting happily and didn't know what happened at Shen Fan's table, but she witnessed everything that happened through the live broadcast room. It can only be said that Yu Tianheng was out of his mind. His girlfriend had a conflict with someone else. He didn't want to help his girlfriend, but he actually helped an outsider to bully his girlfriend, just a scumbag, just like Lu Erlong's cheap father, he was a scumbag. Shen Fan. Tianheng is spoiled in the family, please don't argue with him. As Yu Tianheng was reluctantly taken away by Lu Erlong, Yu Xiaojiang said apologetically. It's okay. Yu Xiaojiang almost gave up on Shen Fan. What a good kid. Okay, I won't disturb you anymore. Please order another table. After saying that, Yu Xiaojiang motioned to Flanders, who was in pain, to push him back. Sister Yen. You're not really going to abandon the captain, are you? That when the hotel staff cleared the tables and chairs and everyone sat down again, Yu Feng couldn't hold back and asked. Do I look like a half-hearted person? Since I have given my first love to Shen Fan, it naturally means that I have made up my mind. Having said that, Dugu Yan, who calmed down, still felt that he was a little impulsive. It's not that she regrets it, or that she still thinks about Yu Tianheng, but that she doesn't love Shen Fan yet. At most, she just has some affection for Shen Fan. First words. Correct. I said, why did I feel something was wrong just now? Sister Yen, aren't you allowed to have contact with others? Did you always lie to the captain before? That's not right either. Someone accidentally bumped into you, Sister Yen, and was poisoned. At the end, Yu Feng was a little confused. My martial spirit has evolved. So, I can control my poison now. Anyway, as long as he summons his martial soul, others will know that his martial soul has mutated, and Dugu Yan will have no intention of hiding it. What? Hearing this, except for Yi Lingling, everyone in the Dohuang team stood up in shock and stared blankly at Dugu Yan, who was speaking very lightly. Dugu Yan's martial spirit has evolved. Is it such a coincidence? As soon as my fairy grass was taken away by that Shen Fan, Dugu Yan's martial spirit evolved. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Let's not talk about whether Shen Fan knows the fairy grass. Even if you know the fairy grass, facing such a priceless treasure, you can hardly use it yourself. How can you give it to Dugu Yan? Tang San thought to himself. However, Tang San will never realize that not everyone is as shameless as him, and not everyone is as greedy as him. Why are you so surprised? Everyone sit down. On the other side, Dugu Yan greeted calmly. Did not expect. Sister Yan is not only beautiful, but also very lucky. Yufeng was filled with envy. Little mouth is so sweet. It's a pity that there is no reward. Dugu Yan smiled. That's right, Fan. What do you think about it, if I transfer to your Shrek Academy? At this time, Dugu Yan seemed to have thought of something, turned around and asked. Fan? Seeing that Shen Fan next to him didn't respond, Dugu Yan shook Shen Fan's arm. What? Oh. Of course it would be great if you could transfer here. This way I can rest assured. After all, with Yu Tianheng's appearance just now, it may not be safe for you to continue to stay at Tiando Royal Academy. Dugu Yan is now his girlfriend, and Shen Fan certainly cannot put her in a dangerous place. Originally, even if Dugu Yan hadn't said anything, Shen Fan would have gone to talk to Dugu Yan after the dinner. What were you thinking about just now? Dugu Yan pouted. Nothing. You suddenly called me Fan, and I didn't react. To be honest, whether it was in the past life or this life, this was the first time someone called Shen Fan that way. So this is Ah. Then I'll call you a few more times and you'll get used to it. Dugu Yan nodded suddenly. It is good. Although she feels that the current Dugu Yan is a bit inconsistent with her character, Shen Fan still likes her. Sister Yan. Are you really planning to quit Tiando Royal Academy and join Shrek Academy? Oslo waited until the two of them had finished chatting with each other before he asked. In fact, they had been stimulated enough today and were already a little numb. Otherwise, they would have jumped out to talk as soon as Dugu Yan mentioned that he wanted to go to Shrek Academy. Of course it's true. I am Fan's girlfriend now. Wherever he is, of course I will go. Almost all men and women in the Douluo world do this, and Dugu Yan is no exception. Then our Imperial battle team will be disbanded, right? Yufeng lost his way. Will not. The college will definitely find 2 more people to make up for it. Don't forget, we are the first team of Tiando Royal Academy, and we are the seed players of Tiando Royal Academy. Dugu Yan did not agree with Yufeng's statement. Right. If we really disband, I'm afraid we won't even be able to pass the qualifiers just by relying on the few crooked members of the second team. It's just that without Sister Yan's team, I always feel like something is missing. At this point, Yufeng suddenly stopped, and the next second, his eyes widened. 2 people. Yufeng's voice became a little sharp, and as Yufeng reacted, several other members of the Huangdo team who were also immersed in a faint sense of reluctance also woke up one by one and looked at Dugu Yan with eyes full of disbelief. Don't look at me like that. Lingling is my best and only best friend. When I leave, I will definitely take her with me. Dugu Yan was a little embarrassed to be looked at by several people and quickly looked away. Sister Yan, you are gone, and Lingling is also gone. Then our home team is probably going to have a first-round trip in the finals. Oslo smiled bitterly. Even if you add me and Lingling, the results won't be much better. To put it bluntly, Tiando Royal Academy has been ruined by those dandies for a long time. Now Tiando Royal Academy only has a name. All senior soul masters in our Tiando Empire have names and surnames. Is there any academy that doesn't defeat Tiando Royal Academy? Dugu Yan said. Ugh. Yu Feng and the others didn't know this, but they couldn't change it. In the end, they could only sigh helplessly. For the next period of time, due to various reasons, the atmosphere at Shen Fan's table was not warm. They only ate for about 2 hours before the meal ended. Chapter 53 Dugu Yan, Why Does He, Yu Xiaogang? You are listening at novelfull.audio. In a clothing store. Yan, didn't you say that we are best friends for life? But when you encounter something, you always use me as a shield. Is this really appropriate? Yi Lingling looked at Dugu Yan, who was trying on clothes, and said angrily. Oops. What's so great about this? If you encounter something, you can use me as a shield. Dugu Yan didn't even turn his head, looking very disapproving. She knew that her best friend would never be angry with her over such a thing. After all, she and the other party are half best friends. You're a scammer. Sure enough, Yi Lingling just rolled his eyes at Dugu Yan and took the initiative to change the subject to something else. Yan, what do you think about the matter between you and Shen Fan? Ling. What do you think of Shen Fan? Hearing this, Dugu Yan did not answer Yi Lingling directly, but asked rhetorically. He is a good man. Yi Lingling said without thinking. You're not giving him a good guy card, are you? Dugu Yan sweated slightly. No. I really think he's a good person. He got the fairy grass from Tang San. Anyone who is not a good person would never come here specially to use one for you. Moreover, he used a fairy grass for you, but he didn't take the initiative to tell you, and he had no intention of repaying the favor. This further shows that Shen Fan's character is trustworthy. Yi Lingling shook his head and explained. Then what kind of person do you think Yu Tianheng is? Dugu Yan continued to ask. Not a bad guy, but definitely not a good guy either. I think the big reason why Yu Tianheng pursues you is because your grandfather is a titled Douluo. Yi Lingling thought for a while and gave his opinion. You're right. I realized a long time ago that Yu Tianheng had another purpose in pursuing me. It's just that at that time, I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. After all, my family background is also one of my assets. But today, Yu Tianheng had no intention of helping me for Tang San, Yu Xiaogang's disciple. I suddenly felt that Yu Tianheng was unreliable. I haven't married yet, and my grandfather is still alive, so he has learned to make peace. If one day I really get married and my grandfather dies, then will I still have a good life? Having said this, Dugu Yan paused, and then said, I was indeed a little impulsive today, but I don't regret it. At least, from the current point of view, Shen Fan is a good person. If I choose to be his woman, the most I will get is more sisters in the future. But if I choose Yu Tianheng, I don't know what will happen in the future. What's more, there is no immortal grass suitable for Grandpa. In order for Grandpa to live well, I must get the true solution to all poisons in Shen Fan's hand. Didn't Shen Fan say in his diary that he is willing to use 10,000 poisons true solution as a betrothal gift? Yu Tianheng and I just happened to break up, so why don't I give Shen Fan a chance? At this time, while Dugu Yan was talking, Shen Fan, who was waiting outside the locker room and was bored, took out his diary and started writing. Unexpectedly, I became Duguyan's boyfriend. This was really beyond my expectation. Not long ago, I was still thinking about what I should do to get Dugu Yan by my side. Now I'm fine. Before I could think of any solution, Yu Tianheng took the initiative to give me such a big gift. However, what makes me a little confused is that I don't know what Duguyan thinks. We have only known each other for less than half an hour, so why did she choose me to be her boyfriend? Is it because I beat Tang San? Douluo Yishuiur in the live broadcast room said, You old man, did you see that you will arouse Shen Fan's suspicion? Douluo Duguyan in the live broadcast room, who can explain clearly about emotional matters. If Shen Fan asked me, I would just tell him that I fell in love with him at first sight, and he would not be able to doubt anything. Etc. Maybe it's really because of this reason. Although this may seem a bit ridiculous, I remember that in the original plot, in the elite competition, Wu announced that she would be the girlfriend of whoever could defeat Tang San because she was defeated by Tang San. Douluo Yishuiyuir in the live broadcast room, it really seems like something you can do. Douluo Yiwowu in the live broadcast room. Well, looking at it this way, it makes sense. Because I beat up Tang San, the person Dugu Yan hated the most, Dugu Yan naturally had some affection for me. In addition, Yu Tianheng, her boyfriend, helped Tang San bully her. In anger and impulsiveness, Dugu Yan dumped Yu Tianheng and chose to be my girlfriend, which seemed to be a natural thing. Douluo Duguyan in the live broadcast room, not bad. If he asks, this is the reason I will give him. Douluo Yishuiyuir in the live broadcast room. However, speaking of it, Dugu Yan's impulsive move this time, although it gave me an advantage, it also helped herself invisibly. I have said before that in the future, under Yu Xiaogang's instigation, Dugu Bo will poison a city's people. Such a bad reputation will definitely affect Dugu Yan. As for the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus family, one of the top 3 sects that has been destroyed by Wuhun Palace, whether it is due to the need for reconstruction or other reasons, it is absolutely impossible for its core disciple Yu Tianheng to marry Dugu Yan, a woman with such a bad reputation, became his wife. In the end, the best outcome for Dugu Yan is to become a woman beside Yu Tianheng who can never see the light of day. Douluo Yishuiyuir in the live broadcast room, it makes sense. Douluo Duguyan in the live broadcast room, it does make sense. If Grandpa really does such a thing, let alone the 3 sects, even those ordinary soul master families may not marry me openly. But I just can't figure out why my grandfather went crazy to do such an outrageous thing. Shen Fan said that my grandfather did this under Yu Xiaogang's instigation, but my grandfather is not a fool. There is no way he doesn't know the consequences of what he did. To be rude, why does he, Yu Xiaogang, and just when Dugu Yan was puzzled, the following contents of Shen Fan's diary suddenly made her understand everything. In fact, rather than saying that Dugu Bo did such an outrageous thing under Yu Xiaogang's instigation, it is better to say that Dugu Bo was threatened to do it. Because Tang Hao was sitting nearby and watching at the time. He did not object to Yu Xiaogang's suggestion, and he obviously acquiesced in Yu Xiaogang's idea. Obviously, as long as Dugu Bo dared to say no at that time, Tang Hao would definitely take action against him without hesitation. Chapter 54 The Similar Fate of Bai Chenxiang in Tangya. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It can be said that Dugu Bo had no way out at that time. After all, at that time, Tang San's side really needed Dugu Bo. Although Dugu Bo is not the opponent of any title Douluo in a one-on-one situation, and is the bottom among title Douluo, but once Dugu Bo attacks with all his strength regardless of everything, he can make the opponent's side only title Douluo is left. This kind of ability, used to deal with the army of soul masters on the side of Wuhun Palace, is simply several times more useful than a 99-level peerless Douluo. So, since they have already boarded the pirate ship, how could Tang San give Dugu Bo a chance to go on? Douluo Duguyan in the live broadcast room, damn it. Sure enough, if we are not a family, if we don't enter the same family, we are really a nest of snakes and rats. Shen Fan is right. I made a good decision today. Otherwise, even if it's because of Shen Fan, Tang San and the others won't be able to develop at all this time, but as long as my grandfather has been on good terms with Tang San, and I have been with Yu Tianheng, then Tang San and the others can't be protected. It will make my grandfather do some other outrageous things. Douluo Shrek Sanmei in the live broadcast room. Douluo Yishuiyuir in the live broadcast room said, "Let me tell you, if it is true as Shen Fan said, then it is understandable for Mr. Dugu Bo to do such a thing. People always have to save their lives first before they can think about other things. The kind of person who is willing to die in order to save others, I feel is too hypocritical and does not take into consideration his loved ones who care about him and hope for his safety and happiness. By the way, my wife Duguyan has been trying on clothes for more than half an hour. Is she still feeling well? Is Douluo continent the same as my original world? When a girl sees clothes she likes, it takes hours to try them on. Never mind. I'm not in a hurry anyway, so let's continue writing my diary. By the way, I took a good look at Yufeng today. If I remember correctly, in one version, Yufeng was disguised by Chenxiang from the Min clan. Douluo by Chenxiang in the live broadcast room. How many versions of this so-called Douluo continent part 1 are there, but from what I observed, Yufeng is Yufeng and is not disguised by Chenxiang. However, speaking of Chenxiang, her fate is quite similar to that of Douluo heir Tangya. Both of them desperately want to join the Shrek 7 monsters team, but due to their own talents, they will never be able to become the 8th monster. Similarly, both of them seem to have a good relationship with the Shrek 7 devils, but they have never been able to become true friends with the Shrek 7 devils. It is as if there is an invisible hand that keeps the two of them from getting along with each other. There is an invisible but perceptible gap between the Shrek 7 monsters. In the end, Chenxiang died of old age in Douluo continent, and Tangya became an evil soul master. Although he was finally rescued by Huiyuhao, how could the dark memory of losing his memory and becoming an evil soul master be erased? In fact, there were many people in the original world who complained about them, which shows how tragic their fate was. It can only be said that Tang San is really harmful to people. If he is willing to sincerely recognize Chenxiang, then Chenxiang can be truly recognized by everyone in the first generation of Shrek 7 devils. In the same way, if Tang San can truly recognize Tangya, then Tangya will also be truly recognized by everyone in the second generation Shrek 7 devils. Douluo by Chenxiang in the live broadcast room. Douluo Tangya in the live broadcast room. The girls in the live broadcast room asked, "Why is everything related to Tang San?" Speaking of this, I think of Qin Ming again. For him, I can only describe him as having a brainstorm. I remember that when Tang San and others first went to register at Shrek Academy in Soto City, Dai Mubai said that in the 20 years since its establishment, Shrek Academy has admitted a total of 42 students, with an average of a little more than 2 students successfully join Shrek every year. Based on the principle of it's better to be good than to waste as stated by Flanders, the students accepted by Shrek Academy must be monster level, and the graduation requirement is that their soul power level exceeds level 40 before the age of 20. Then, Dai Mubai added that among the 42 students, only 14 had actually graduated. After these 14 people graduated and left the academy, all of them became world-famous figures. The most outstanding one among them is now the youngest elder in Wuhun Palace, with authority second only to the Pope. Douluo Qian Renshue in the live broadcast room. Who is it? Douluo Yibadong in the live broadcast room. Let's not talk about whether those students who did not successfully graduate failed or what happened. Looking at the entire world of Douluo, until the end of the book Douluo, I saw that except Qin Ming, who came from Shrek Academy and was relatively famous, there were 13 other world-famous figures. I didn't see any of them, let alone the youngest elder whose authority was second only to the Pope. But it is such a scam that is full of loopholes. Qin Ming, who has been wandering around for about 10 years, has not discovered it at all. Also because he saw Shrek Academy being severely humiliated by Shuesheng and Shuebang, he resolutely quit Tiando Royal Academy and chose to leave with Shrek Academy. Does Qin Ming still not know that he was completely tricked by Shrek Academy? According to his cultivation talent, if he had gone to Wuhun Hall to study from the beginning, he would have been at least a contra at his current age of over 30 years old. The results of it? He is now at the level of Soul Emperor. The most speechless thing is that his 5th soul ring turned out to be just a 1,000-year soul ring. Under such circumstances, it is not an exaggeration to say that Shrek Academy destroyed him. But he, as I said before, is simply a stupid guy. Not only does he not think that Shrek Academy ruined him, but he also thinks that without Shrek Academy, he would not have achieved what he has today. Hee hee. It's so funny. Achievement? What achievement? As a Soul Emperor, what achievements can you make? What did Shrek Academy teach you? It can be said that Shrek Academy does not teach anything other than letting its students cause trouble and go to the grand soul fighting arena to fight souls at night. This is especially evident from Oscar and the others. For example, the first soul hunting operation after Tang San and the others came to Shrek was the time when Xiao Wu almost turned into a daddy. When Oscar, Ma Hongjun and others in the academy saw the soul beast, they even connected with the soul beast. I don't even know some of the most basic knowledge. Chapter 55 Wuhun Palace 3 is a scam. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At that time, a crested snake escaped near Shrek's group. Tang San simply deduced the approximate age of the crested snake based on the color and length of its wings. This should be the most common knowledge point that all students who have attended low-level Soul Master colleges know. As a result, Oscar's eyes lit up when he heard Tang San's analysis, and he even said that Tang San was the encyclopedia of the martial arts world. What is even more speechless is that the book also clearly states that except for Xiao Wu, everyone else, including the deputy dean Zhao Wuji, looked at Tang San with some changes. Zhao Wuji even asked himself that he could not be as powerful as Tang San, and because Tang San knew so much about soul beasts, he asked Tang San how to deal with the crested snake not far away. Douluo Yishuiur in the live broadcast room said, "It's really a knife to pull the skin off the drum, it opened my eyes. Can someone like Zhao Wuji also be a teacher? Doesn't that mean that I can also go to Shrek Academy to be a teacher? Although my soul power level is not as high as that of Zhao Wuji, I have almost mastered the knowledge of most common soul beasts when I was about 12 years old. I want to teach Ma Hongjun and the others about soul beasts. Knowledge is more than enough." Douluo Yiwowu in the live broadcast room said, "Don't tell me yet, maybe you are really qualified for the position of Shrek Academy's soul beast knowledge teacher." Douluo Yao Zi in the live broadcast room, a soul master who has just awakened his martial soul goes to the Soul Master Academy. The most important task is to learn some knowledge about soul beasts. If an academy doesn't even teach the knowledge of soul beasts, then why are the students wasting money to go to this academy? If you want to improve your soul power level, you can practice it at home. Do you still need to be taught by an academy? Douluo 1 and Douluo 2 Shrek girls in the live broadcast room. So, I think the character Qin Ming was created purely for fun. It's okay to always do weird things. In order to help Tang San, a so-called disciple who had nothing to do with him at all, he went against Wuhun Palace, which was really a great favor to him, a civilian soul master. As a result, 7 or 8 years later, he and Wuhun Palace during the conflict, he was beaten by the people from Wuhun Palace. The true interpretation of what it means to be unclear. Douluo Ilyo Erlong in the live broadcast room, is this Qin Ming's final fate? This kid was a little stupid, but it's a pity that he died at such a young age. Douluo Hulaina in the live broadcast room, what a pity. As Shen Fan said, our Wuhun Palace will give him, a civilian soul master, a soul master subsidy every month, which can be regarded as a real favor to him. And how did he do it? Not only did he not choose to help our Wuhun Palace, but he also went against our Wuhun Palace. Even if such a person dies, he deserves it. Douluo Ilyo Erlong in the live broadcast room. Lu Erlong couldn't refute what Hulaina said. I almost forgot that Ning Rongrong invited me to join the Qibao Glazed sect today. Actually, I have no intention of joining the Qibao Glazed sect. Douluo Ning Rongrong in the live broadcast room, didn't this guy say that as long as I agree, you will join our 7 treasure glazed tile sect? Douluo by Chenxiang in the live broadcast room, a man's mouth is so deceptive. The 7 treasures glazed sect, like the blue electric Tyrannosaurus Rex family, was almost wiped out by the Spirit Palace not long after the end of this elite competition, on the same day that the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus family was destroyed by the Spirit Hall. If Jian Gu Ning's combination wasn't too powerful, and the hidden weapon Tang San sold them, which caused Wuhun Palace to suffer a big loss, I'm afraid the 7 treasures glazed sect would also follow in the footsteps of the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family. But despite this, the Qibao glazed sect's sect headquarters was still destroyed by the Wuhun palace, and the sect disciples also suffered heavy losses. Douluo yi ning rongrong in the live broadcast room. In fact, Qibao glazed sect should be grateful to Qian Xuanji. I said that because of Qiang Sunji's secret room behavior, Bibi Dong is now in a semi-crazy state. On the one hand, she wants to destroy Wuhun palace, and on the other hand, she wants to conquer the entire Douluo continent for Yu Xiaogang, and then give the entire Douluo continent to Yu Xiaogang as a gift. Therefore, when she uses the power of Wuhun palace, she will also deliberately let Wuhun palace suffer some losses, so that when she conquers the entire world, she can ensure that Wuhun palace is basically destroyed. Otherwise, with the number of titled Douluo in Wuhun palace, 10 titled Douluo could be sent to directly crush the 7 treasures glazed sect without any losses at all. Douluo yi ning rongrong in the live broadcast room. Douluo Qian Renxue in the live broadcast room. Don't you want to say something? Qian Renshue's face turned green. Douluo Hulayina in the live broadcast room. Sister Shui, the teacher will definitely not do this. Before falling in love with Tang San, Hulayina still cared about Bibi Dong as a teacher. Douluo Qian Renxue in the live broadcast room. I'm asking about her. Of course, I'm not afraid that the spirit hall will cause trouble if I join the Qibao glazed sect. 7 or 8 years have been enough for me to grow to the point where I can rival the spirit hall. When the time comes, even if I capture Bibi Dong and beat her up on the leather drum, or even if I hold her in the secret room once, twice, 3 times, thousands of times, billions of times, she probably won't be able to resist. Douluo Yibidong in the live broadcast room. Douluo Qian Renxue in the live broadcast room. Douluo Hulayina in the live broadcast room. Douluo Hulayina, a billion times. Isn't he tired of it? Generally speaking, you get tired of playing games with the same person thousands of times, right? That Hulayina followed Bibi Dong's steps on the surface, but she was muttering in her heart, honestly. When I knew that the place I came across was Douluo continent, the first thing I wanted to join was actually the Wuhun palace. However, I thought about the presence of Bibi Dong, Qian Renxue, and Hulayina in Wuhun Hall, so I gave up this idea. There is no way. The 3 beauties of Wuhun palace were restrained by Tang San and Yu Xiaogang, master and disciple. Why did Wuhundian lose in the end? Except for the Azura God King's line that is targeting Bibi Dong, it's because the 3 beauties of the spirit hall have too many mysterious operations. Bibi Dong won't go into details. Ever since he met Yu Xiaogang, Sha Jiao's behavior has not stopped one after another. Even before he died, his heart was still full of Yu Xiaogang. It can be said that I have loved Yu Xiaogang all my life. Chapter 56 Xiao Wu's sacrifice is Tang San's conspiracy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Douluo Qian Renxue in the live broadcast room. When will you be able to love me like this? Douluo Hulayina in the live broadcast room. Sister Shui. The teacher loves you. Didn't Shen Fan say that before? Teacher died just to save you in the end. Douluo Qian Renxue in the live broadcast room. Don't say anything, you're a cheater. Douluo Hulayina in the live broadcast room. Hulayina felt a little aggrieved. Shen Fan clearly said that the 3 beauties of Wuhun palace were cheaters, and she was not the only one who was cheating. As for Qian Renxue, she is not much better. Obviously there were several opportunities to kill Tang San, but she let Tang San go again and again. In the end, his status was shattered and he could only stay at level 89 for the rest of his life. Are you worthy of your grandfather's expectations of you? Douluo Qian Renxue in the live broadcast room. The last one is Hulayina, the vixen. What this fox did is not much better than Bibi Dong. This may be because Bibi Dong is a direct disciple. It's good not to learn, but I have learned Bibi Dong's white-eyed wolf and the traitor of Wuhun Hall to perfection. Douluo Qian Renxue in the live broadcast room. Douluo Yibidong in the live broadcast room said, don't worry about this matter, I will handle it. Douluo Hulayina in the live broadcast room. Teacher, I. Douluo Yibidong in the live broadcast room said, we will talk about your matters later. Let's continue reading the diary. If it weren't for Hulayina, then Xiao Wu would have no chance to sacrifice to Tang San. Similarly, if Xiao Wu had not sacrificed to Tang San, then the Titan Giant Ape and Azure Bull Python would not have been sacrificed to Tang San. Hulayina's operation directly allowed Wuhun Palace's enemy Tang San to obtain 300,000-year soul rings and soul bones, while causing Bibi Dong to lose 300,000-year soul rings and soul bones. A very speechless thing happened here. When Tang San told Hulayina that Xiao Wu had been sacrificed to him, Hulayina showed envy. No. I just want to say, what are you envious of? Why, don't you also want to sacrifice to Tang San? Douluo Hulayina in the live broadcast room. Back then, Bibi Dong betrayed his teacher and the spirit hall for Yu Xiaogang. Now Hulayina, a disciple of Bibi Dong, also betrayed her teacher and the spirit hall for Tang San, a disciple of Yu Xiaogang. This is a bit like reincarnation. I just don't know if Wuhun Palace wins, will Hulayina's future disciples also choose to betray her as a teacher and Wuhun Palace because of Tang San's disciples? Correct. Speaking of Xiao Wu's sacrifice to Tang San, I have to say that this is completely Tang San's conspiracy. At that time, Tang San had already reached the peak of level 59. As long as he wanted to, he could reach level 60 at any time. At this time, Tang San thought of looking for Xiao Wu, and then met Hulayina and his party in the Star Do forest. At this moment, Tang San's mysterious operation came. He clearly knew that Hulayina's group was planning to arrest Xiao Wu. He didn't want to find Xiao Wu faster than these people and then escape with Xiao Wu. He actually joined Hulayina's group. What makes people want to give Tang San a few earrings is that in the end, Hulayina and his party found Xiao Wu in the core area of the Star Do forest under the active leadership of Tang San. Douluo Xiao Wu in the live broadcast room. How could Tang San do this? Actually, as long as Xiao Wu is smart enough and sees Tang San leading people like Hulayina who want to capture her in front of her, she should have thought of Tang San's intention. Unfortunately, at that time, Xiao Wu's heart was full of Tang San, and her IQ had already become negative. Next, what was supposed to happen naturally happened. The people from Wuhun Palace began to arrest Xiao Wu, but Tang San put on another affectionate face at this time, trying his best to get himself seriously injured and escape with Xiao Wu. As a result, in the process of escaping, Tang San was very lucky to be promoted to level 60. This left Xiao Wu, who was desperate, to choose to sacrifice to Tang San in order to protect Tang San. Douluo Yi Ning Rongrong in the live broadcast room. I came to Xiao Wu when I was at level 59 and could reach level 60 at any time. I didn't have any good intentions in the first place. He probably wants to fulfill the agreement with the Haotian sect elder that requires 100,000-year soul ring. Douluo Xiao Wu in the live broadcast room, maybe. I was really blind before. Douluo Yi Zhu Zhuqing in the live broadcast room. He is simply worse than Dai Mubai. Douluo Ilio Erlong in the live broadcast room, Xiao Wu. It's best that you have less contact with Tang San from now on. Also, not only should you have less contact with Tang San in the future, but you must also never have contact with Tang San alone. Do you understand? Douluo Xiao Wu in the live broadcast room, I understand. Thank you, Dean Erlong, for reminding me. Douluo Yi Ning Rongrong in the live broadcast room, I have an idea. We can divide the original team into two teams. The original team still lets Dai Mubai and Tang San continue to be the captain and deputy captain. The newly formed team will be captained by Shen Fan. How? Douluo Yi Duguyan in the live broadcast room, I don't care. Anyway, whichever team Shen Fan is on, Lingling and I will be on that team. Zhu Zhuqing, Douluo Yi in the live broadcast room, will doing this arouse the suspicion of Tang San and Tang Hao? Douluo Yi Ning Rongrong in the live broadcast room, we don't need to consider this. Isn't Shen Fan always craving for us? This time we joined his team, giving him a first-come first-served opportunity. I believe that in order to keep us, Shen Fan will use that peerless Douluo to teach Tang how to behave. Douluo yi zhu zhuqing in the live broadcast room, you have become smarter. Douluo yining rong in the live broadcast room, I've always been very smart, okay. Douluo ilyo erlong in the live broadcast room, Dugu Yan and Yi Lingling have decided to join Shen Fan's team. Have you three also decided? Douluo yi ning rong in the live broadcast room, it's decided. Douluo yi zhu zhuqing in the live broadcast room, me too. Douluo Xiao Wu in the live broadcast room, this incident seems to have started because of me. How could I be holding back the incident? Douluo ilyo erlong in the live broadcast room, where are you Jiangzhu? Shen Fan's team now consists of 6 people. I estimate that assigning a male team member to Shen Fan may not be satisfactory to him. Douluo yi Jiangzhu in the live broadcast room, me? But Yi Lingling and I are both healing soul masters. Is this repeated? Douluo ilyo erlong in the live broadcast room, it doesn't matter. Douluo yi Jiangzhu in the live broadcast room, okay. Jiangzhu also looked down upon Tang San's character. Since she could leave, of course she wouldn't refuse. Chapter 57 The Wolf-Hearted Tang 3. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At this time, Shen Fan didn't know that as he once again exposed a new piece of dirty information about Tang San, the Shrek girls finally couldn't bear it anymore and made a decision that was very beneficial to him. At this moment, he glanced at the fitting room with the door still closed, lowered his head and continued writing. Let me digress. If you don't look at other things, just look at the intelligence shown by Wuhun Palace in arresting Xiao Wu this time. It is really unforgivable that the Wuhun Palace will not be destroyed. Douluo Qian Renxue in the live broadcast room, at that time, Xiao Wu had indeed been sacrificed, but weren't her spirit bones and Tang San still alive? Can't you give Tang San a sword and then take Xiao Wu's soul bone? But you didn't even mean to embarrass Tang San, you just walked away in dejection, even saying that you were afraid of offending the azure bull python and the titan giant ape, the 2 kings of the Star Doe forest. Do you want to listen to what you are saying? What are you here for this time? Please. You are here to capture Xiao Wu this time. You have already had a life-or-death relationship with Azure Bull Python and the others. The result is that if you say something, you won't even care about Tang San, the enemy of Wuhun Palace, for fear of offending the Azure Bull Python and the others. Good guy. It doesn't matter that the 3 beauties of Wuhundian are all scammers, even these subordinates have negative IQs. If I hadn't known that these people were indeed from Wuhun Palace, I would have suspected that these people were all undercover agents sent to Wuhun Palace by the Hao Yin sect. Douluo Yishui are in the live broadcast room, I don't dare to speak, but I can't help but want to say it. I suddenly feel full of confidence in my IQ. Douluo Yu Wuhundian Sanmei in the live broadcast room. Writing this, I have to say that Tang San's subsequent actions once again showed his cold-blooded and ruthless side. After the people from Wuhun Palace left, Tang San got the method to resurrect Xiao Wu from the Azure Bull Python and the others after talking with them. At the same time, he also learned that Xiao Wu's soul was attached to her own. Among the soul rings and soul bones. At this time, anyone with a bit of conscience would never use Xiao Wu's soul ring and soul bone. After all, every time Xiao Wu's soul ring and soul bone are used, Xiao Wu's soul will dissipate a little, until it disappears completely. But Tang San's operation is really like saying one thing and doing another. He said on the surface, Xiao Wu, how can I live without you? Behind the scenes, Xiao Wu's soul ring and soul bone skills were used with diligence and proficiency. Douluo Xiao Wu in the live broadcast room. Correct. Here, I suspect there is another conspiracy. Before Xiao Wu offered sacrifice, although she loved Tang San very much, she still pretended to be a member of the Spirit Beast clan in her heart. Similarly, before Xiao Wu offered sacrifice, although she rarely mentioned her mom, she always thought about her mom in her heart. But after Xiao Wu was resurrected by Tang San, there was only Tang San left in her heart. The Soul Beast clan and her mom were completely unimportant to her. The reason why this happened is most likely because Tang San used Xiao Wu's soul ring and soul bone skills too many times, causing Xiao Wu's soul to be incomplete. In addition, in the process of resurrecting Xiao Wu, Tang San may have used some methods, such as using the ability of the purple demon eye to control and transform Xiao Wu, whose soul was already incomplete. Although these are my guesses, they are not fabricated out of thin air. They are the most reasonable possibilities based on my various performances of Xiao Wu after her resurrection. Otherwise, there is no way to explain why Xiao Wu put all her thoughts on Tang San after she was resurrected. You have to say that because you are grateful to Tang San for resurrecting yourself regardless of the risk, and out of emotion and love, you choose to side with Tang San and give up the Soul Beast clan. This is okay. After all, since Xiao Wu transformed, these Soul Beast clan and her the relationship is not big. But it is completely unreasonable to say that Xiao Wu is so grateful to Tang San that even his mom is less important than Tang San. Douluo Xiao Wu in the live broadcast room, I am in another world, is this true? Douluo Xiao Wu in the live broadcast room, I don't know. Douluo Ning Rong in the live broadcast room, I know. I didn't think too much about it before, but after what Shen Fan said, I feel that Xiao Wu after the resurrection is indeed a little different from before. Zhu Qing, what do you think? Douluo Zhu Qing in the live broadcast room, not much has changed, but it is indeed different from before the sacrifice. Douluo Yi and Douluo Xiao Wu in the live broadcast room. Douluo Ilyo Erlong in the live broadcast room, that's true. Xiao Wu even chose to sacrifice to him in order to protect him. Not only was Tang San not grateful to Xiao Wu, but he also secretly plotted against Xiao Wu. This Tang San is simply a wolf-hearted person. In fact, the reason why Tang San controlled and transformed Xiao Wu was also very simple. Because Tang San was an orphan when he was in the original world, which caused him to be unusually lacking in love. He always hoped that someone could stay with him, even if it was someone he missed in his heart. This is why, after Tang San finished his first semester at Notting College and returned to Holy Soul Village, he found that Tang Hao was missing. He felt that the only longing in his heart had also disappeared. He felt empty and had to recognize Xiao Xiao. The reason why Wu is my sister. In fact, from the moment Xiao Wu agreed to be Tang San's sister, Tang San completely regarded Xiao Wu as his own private property. He may not love Xiao Wu, or he may regard Xiao Wu as a tool. But he absolutely cannot accept Xiao Wu leaving him. I remember there was such a scene in the novel. Tang San asked Xiao Wu to promise him that he would never leave him. This seems to mean that Tang San cares about Xiao Wu. In fact, from another perspective, Tang San is worried that the cute, beautiful and talented Xiao Wu will leave him one day. So, for Tang San, who is extremely lacking in love, there is Xiao Wu, who has an incomplete soul and has abandoned everything in his heart, and is only devoted to him, Tang San, and a sound soul, who still has Mom and the Spirit Beast clan in his heart of Xiao Wu. The former is obviously more reassuring to him and more in line with his wishes. Douluo Yi and Douluo Xiao Wu in the live broadcast room. Douluo Yishui in the live broadcast room said, I still think that there is something wrong with Tang San's head. Douluo Ilyo Erlong in the live broadcast room, this Tang San is simply several times worse than Yu Xiaogang. Douluo Ening Rong in the live broadcast room, we should really thank Shen Fan and this diary system again. Otherwise, all of us will become Tang San's pawns and be used by him like idiots without even realizing it. Chapter 58 Sincerity Chapter Card. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the fitting room. He seems to have finished writing. It's almost time for us to go out, right? Yi Lingling said. Kindness. Go out. In order not to make Shen Fan suspicious, I bought all these clothes. Dugu Yan looked at the time, nodded, and opened the door of the fitting room. Are you okay? Seeing Dugu Yan and Yi Lingling coming out, Shen Fan took back his diary and twitched the corner of his mouth slightly. Kindness. All right. You can't wait any longer. Dugu Yan stepped forward and took hold of Shen Fan's arm. No. Shen Fan was no idiot, so he naturally knew what to say and what not to say at this moment. Let's go back to the hotel. Hearing this, Dugu Yan's eyes turned into crescent moons as he smiled, and then turned to the clerk in the clothing store and said, I want all these clothes. You pack them up and send them to the Wind Chime Hotel. Yes. The clerk in the clothing store watched respectfully as the 3 Dugu Yan men left. Yen. Come to my room. After a while, Shen Fan, who returned to the restaurant, stopped Dugu Yan, who was about to go back to the room with Yi Lingling. What happened? Ugh. Dugu Yan did not doubt that he was there and followed Shen Fan to his room. However, as soon as he entered the room, Shen Fan gave him a knock on the wall. You idiot. A few minutes later, Dugu Yan blushed, pushed Shen Fan away with one hand, grabbed his belt with the other, and ran out of Shen Fan's room quickly, leaving only a sound of shame and annoyance. Douluo Yishuiuir in the live broadcast room, good guy. Dugu Yan, if you had woken up a little later, you would probably have put your feet in the air and hummed ha. Douluo Duguyan in the live broadcast room, Gun Dan. Douluo Shui Binger in the live broadcast room, sister, can you pay attention to your image? Shui Binger was really speechless. Forget about her usual nonsense, how could she say such arrogant words in front of so many people in the live broadcast room? Douluo Yishuiuir in the live broadcast room, I understand girls in seconds, don't talk. What I said is so cryptic that anyone who can understand it instantly is just half-measured. The girls in the live broadcast room. The other side. Hey. It was obvious that Dugu Yan was just shy and not angry, so Shen Fan laughed from the bottom of his heart. Is it really okay for you to be so playful? Do not forget. You just confirmed your relationship with Dugu Yan tonight. We've known each other for less than a day. It's a little early for you to hold her hand now. At this time, Ah Yin's voice suddenly appeared in Shen Fan's mind. Morning. Shen Fan raised his eyebrows. Early. Ah Yin's tone was very serious. Then Dugu Yan is lifeless, isn't he? Shen Fan rolled his eyes. This. Ah Yin was speechless. Speak. You asked me not to hurt Tang San last night. I'm afraid it was a bit difficult. Shen Fan changed the topic. What's the difficulty? Ah Yin asked. Of course, Ah Yin told Shen Fan not to hurt Tang San purely because he wanted to prevent Shen Fan from suspecting. Just watch. Your son's character is not good. Even if I don't take the initiative to trouble him, he will take the initiative to trouble me. Shen Fan did not answer Ah Yin directly. Impossible. As long as you don't trouble him, how could he take the initiative to come and trouble you? Ah Yin continued to pretend. Then shall we make a bet? The corners of Shen Fan's mouth raised slightly. What bet? Ah Yin said doubtfully. I can promise you that I won't take the initiative to trouble Tang San within a month. But if Tang San takes the initiative to trouble me within this month, then you have to agree to a condition. How about it? Shen Fan said. No. Ah Yin refused without thinking. Why not? Seeing Ah Yin refuse so simply, Shen Fan was stunned, a little confused as to what was going on with Ah Yin. I can't do anything to be sorry for Hao. Ah Yin pushed Tang Hao out as a shield. So this is Ah. Ah Yin's reason instantly made Shen Fan Ming realize it. He always thought that Tang Hao didn't love Ah Yin at all, and he didn't deserve Ah Yin's love at all, but he completely ignored that the current Ah Yin didn't even know about the bad things Tang Hao did to Ah Yin. Then we have nothing to talk about. To be honest with you, I'm not hypocritical. The only person you can impress me with now is you. After saying that, Shen Fan sat on the couch and planned to start refining the fairy grass. Last night, Shen Fan was worried that Tang Hao would come to visit him because of beating Tang San, so he meditated all night and did not refine the fairy grass at all. What's good about me? Isn't that Dugu Yan bad? Young, beautiful, and a young lady. Not like me. In addition to being pretty, she is neither young nor a grown-up girl anymore. Ah Yin was really depressed, considering Shen Fan's age. He should obviously like a girl of the same age as him, so why do he insist on staring at her? Is she really that good? You do not understand. Shen Fan smiled slightly. You know. I will not betray how. You'd better put your thoughts on Dugu Yan. She's a good girl, you can't let her down. Ah Yin once again used Tang Hao as a shield, and reminded Shen Fan not to forget that there was Dugu Yan. Of course I will not let Yan down. But I want you to. These 2 points are not in conflict. Shen Fan said truthfully. How could you say such stupid things? Aren't you afraid that Dugu Yan will be sad if he hears it? Ah Yin was almost defeated by Shen Fan's shamelessness. That's what you said. When I was shopping with Yan, didn't I already tell her what kind of person I am? Didn't she express her understanding at the time? Shen Fan said disapprovingly. Being reminded by Shen Fan, Ah Yin remembered that Shen Fan had indeed spoken to Dugu Yan just now. In order to make Shen Fan give up his coveting of her, she forgot about this matter. Diary system. Turn off live streaming. Seeing that Ah Yin was silent, Shen Fan said to the diary system in his heart. The live broadcast has been closed. Start settling rewards now. Congratulations to the host for getting 50,000 diary mall points and a truth card. The rewards have been distributed, please host to check them yourself. After the rewards for Shen Fan were distributed, the diary system turned around and started distributing rewards to the girls. Naturally, Shen Fan still didn't know how to operate the diary system, and he was staring at the truth card with gleaming eyes. Truth card? Is it what I imagined? Thinking of this, Shen Fan looked at the introduction of the truth cards with excitement. Soon, the smile on his face could no longer be concealed, and he burst out laughing. Chapter 59 Ah Yin, I'm not a pig. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Why are you laughing? Ah Yin was very curious as to what kind of reward Shen Fan got this time, which made him so happy. Nothing. Hearing this, Shen Fan stopped laughing, opened the door and looked outside. He found that the soundproofing of the room was quite good and no one was attracted by his laughter. Then he closed the door and sat back on the couch. Seeing this, Ah Yin was just about to say something more when she saw Shen Fan taking out his diary. He stopped talking and also took out a copy of the diary and waited for Shen Fan to start writing. My live broadcast reward today is a truth card. According to the introduction on the card, as long as I use this card on someone, then every word said by that person in the next day must be the true thoughts in his heart. To put it simply, that is, you can't lie. The diary system really understands my heart. I was worried about how to expose Tang Hao's conspiracy in front of Ah Yin, so it gave me such a big gift that suits my heart. With this truth card, as long as I find the right time to use it on Tang Hao, I can completely make Ah Yin give up on Tang Hao, and at the same time ruin Tang Hao's reputation. At that time, as long as I give enough love to Ah Yin and warm her heart again, I don't believe that Ah Yin will still be like now, opening and closing her mouth that I can't betray Hao. Douluo Ah Yin. Wrong. I almost forgot that there was Tang San. Mother and son are connected, even if Tang Hao doesn't stand in the way, Ah Yin will probably reject me for Tang San. This is more troublesome. If you want to completely cut off the connection between Ah Yin and Tang San, you must let Ah Yin know that this Tang San is no longer her son Tang San. But this kind of thing is just like Tang Hao's matter. If I tell it, Ah Yin will not only not believe it, but will also be wary of me. Only when the person involved speaks it out will Ah Yin believe it. It's just that this matter of traveling from other worlds is the biggest secret to Tang San. Unless he uses the truth card, he will never take the initiative to tell it. After all, I still have too few points, otherwise all the problems would be solved by simply spending 5 million points in the diary mall to exchange for a truth card. Well. Otherwise, let's change the target for the time being and use this truth card on Yu Xiaogang first, so that Bibi Dong and Lu Erlong can be completely disappointed in Yu Xiaogang. No. Lu Erlong's side is easy to say. After knowing that the matter between herself and Xiaogang was a conspiracy from the beginning, apart from being lost for a period of time, at most she would just run away from her as soon as Xiaogang got married decades ago. He was like that when he was around, relying on the knife to hit something to relieve the pain in his heart. When the time comes, I just need to take her to the sea and let her kill some sea soul beasts to her heart's content. Anyway, except for Xiao Bai, Xiao and the deep-sea demonic whale king and his family, the other sea soul beasts are all subordinates of Poseidon. It doesn't matter even if they all die. Douluo 1 and Douluo 2 ocean girls in the live broadcast room, but if Bibi Dong knew that the matter between her and Xiaogang was Xiaogang's conspiracy from the beginning, I guess the half-crazy Bibi Dong would become really crazy. Forget it, let's give up this plan. This is too harmful to Bibi Dong, and I can't bear it. I am indeed greedy for Bibi Dong, but if the price of getting Bibi Dong is that it will cause her a psychological trauma that will never heal, I am willing to give up. Douluo Ilyo Erlong in the live broadcast room, fuck you. Why is it okay for me to know the truth of the matter, but not okay for Bibi Dong to know the truth? The same goes for Ah Yin. Isn't Shen Fan afraid that Ah Yin will also suffer unhealable psychological trauma? Douluo Yin in the live broadcast room. Douluo Duguyan in the live broadcast room said, it should be Shen Fan. He knows that Dean Erlong and Ah Yin have not been cheated by others because of the people they love, so they have to bear the burden of being cheated on their feelings. Probably because his ability far exceeds that of the Pope. Dugu Yan helped her boyfriend explain, Douluo Yibabaidong, aren't you willing to hurt me? In the Pope's palace, Bibi Dong, who was currently lying on her couch, was muttering to herself, not even paying attention to Dugu Yan's mention of the secret room that she hated most. Hee. Even if you really use the truth card on Xiaogang and make all of Xiaogang's conspiracies known to the world, there is absolutely no way you can get me because of it. But I still want to thank you. Thank you for being an idiot, but you are willing to give up your so-called plan for me, a loser who has never met before. After a long time, Bibi Dong came back to her senses. In her cold eyes, there was no longer any overwhelming hatred toward Shen Fan when he revealed that she was trapped in the secret room. Let's go back to Ah Yin. I thought about it carefully just now, and suddenly felt that Tang San's problem didn't seem to be big. I know best what kind of person Tang San is. As long as I have something that Tang San desperately needs, he will definitely take it from me at all costs. If he is stronger than me, then he may sneak attack me when I go out to the academy alone, and then come to seize the treasure with a swordsman. But if I'm better than him, and even Tang Hao can't help him get what he wants, then he will try his best to trade with me. At that time, I only need to let Tang San know that I have a crush on Ah Yin, and Tang San will take the initiative to help me get it done without me saying anything. Just like Tang San did not hesitate to give his cousin by Chenxiang, who liked him, to Ma Hongjun, who was still useful to him at that time. Douluo Yin in the live broadcast room. Douluo by Chenxiang in the live broadcast room. This is not considered a solution among the solutions. In order to let Ah Yin see Tang San's true face, I tried my best. In the future, at least let Ah Yin give me a good compensation from Shen Yixing to Shen Bai Bai. Douluo Yin, I'm not a pig, just kidding, I'm not that great, and I'm not that hypocritical. I'm just greedy for Ah Yin, that's all. Of course, having 100 children is no joke. Okay, let's stop writing here today. After finishing writing, Shen Fan put away his diary, stretched out, took out a fairy grass and started refining it cross-legged. Douluo Yishuiuir in the live broadcast room, sleep. Tomorrow I will say more in the live broadcast room and strive to win the grand prize. Douluo Yiwowu in the live broadcast room, me too. This grand prize is too difficult to win, and no one won it today. I have to say 10 times more tomorrow than I did today. Chapter 60 Dugu Yan becomes angry. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Early the next morning. Call. It seems that as your cultivation level increases, the speed of refining the fairy grass will also increase. I refined 3 immortal grasses last night, and now they are at the third level of the orange mysterious realm. After waking up from the state of refining the fairy grass, Shen Fan stood up and washed himself, thinking to himself. Fan, are you up? At this time, Dugu Yan came to Shen Fan's door and knocked. Woke up. Hearing Dugu Yan's voice, Shen Fan's eyes lit up. He quickly opened the door and pulled Dugu Yan into the room. After closing the door and turning around, there was a bang in the wall. Okay. Let's get out quickly. Dugu Yan, who had been banged against the wall for more than 10 minutes and was out of breath, kept hitting Shen Fan's back with his small fists. Are they all up? Shen Fan let go of the panting Dugu Yan and asked. Everyone is up. Except for you Tianheng, everyone in Tiando Royal Academy has left. Dugu Yan took a few deep breaths, and then his head, which was a little dizzy due to lack of oxygen, returned to clarity. Why are you getting up so early? Shen Fan held Dugu Yan in his arms and reached a longed-for place with his paw at a tricky angle. It's getting late. Tiando Royal Academy has already started classes at this time. Dugu Yan held down Shen Fan's flailing paws and said with a blushing face. When Meng Xinji heard the news that you and Yi Lingling dropped out of school, his face must have been very dark, right? The two competed for several seconds, and finally ended in Shen Fan's victory, and Shen Fan also talked about business with a victorious smile. It's more than just a black face. We almost got into a fight. Dugu Yan closed his eyes and his voice was slightly strange. Understandable. The first home team suddenly left two main players. It would be strange if Meng Xinji didn't get angry. Correct. What happened to you Tianheng? If he doesn't leave with the Imperial fighting team, does he also plan to stay in Shrek Academy? Shen Fan didn't think of you Tianheng until now. Kindness. He also decided to stay at Shrek Academy. Dugu Yan grabbed Shen Fan's arm very hard, and his breath was a little unsteady. He won't still want to win you back. As Shen Fan spoke, he increased the speed of his claws, however, this time, Dugu Yan didn't reply. Instead, he rolled his eyes with an indescribable grunt. You should go out first. I need to sort it out. After a long time, Dugu Yan finally recovered and pushed Shen Fan away and ran towards the locker room. Yen. Seeing this, Shen Fan smiled mischievously and stopped Dugu Yan when she ran to the door of the locker room. Then, under Dugu Yan's angry gaze, he showed off the juice left by Dugu Yan on his paws. Gone. The next second, Dugu Yan became angry and slammed the door of the locker room, after half an hour. Why did you come out so late? Outside the door, Yu Tianheng looked at Shen Fan and Dugu Yan who were talking and laughing out together with a gloomy expression, and said coldly. No hurries. Isn't there still a few minutes left before the meeting time we just agreed on? After saying that, Dugu Yan ignored Yu Tianheng, took Shen Fan's arm and walked towards Yi Lingling not far away. Take it. Here's breakfast for you. On the other side, Yi Lingling handed 2 bags containing food to Dugu Yan and Shen Fan in front of them. You are indeed my best friend. Knowing that Shen Fan and I didn't have breakfast, remember to bring us 2 portions. Dugu Yan took the breakfast bag, gave one to Shen Fan, and then praised Yi Lingling fiercely. Come here for a moment. Yi Lingling said with a strange expression. What happened? Dugu Yan followed Yi Lingling to the side. Did you do something with him? Yi Lingling glanced at Shen Fan who was not far away and asked in a low voice. No. Dugu Yan was startled. His face had returned to its natural expression just now, but it became a little unnatural again. Hee. You just complimented me and said I was your best friend. Now I have my own little secret. After saying that, Yi Lingling made a move to leave. No. Isn't it okay that I was wrong? I did have something happen to him. But how did you tell? Dugu Yan quickly grabbed Yi Lingling to comfort her, and then asked her doubts. You changed your clothes. Yi Lingling said speechlessly. Ah. Hearing this, Dugu Yan patted her head in annoyance. In order to prevent others from discovering her fault, she thought of everything, but she made a mistake in the most important place. While Dugu Yan and Yi Lingling were talking, Xiao Wuji came to the lobby of the restaurant and shouted, "Assemble! Diary system! Turn on live broadcast!" Seeing this, Shen Fan said in his heart while walking in the direction of Xiao Wuji. "The live broadcast room has been opened." The diary system immediately opened the live broadcast room. Duguyan. I just realized it now. Why did you go to Shen Fan's room and even change your clothes? At this time, Yu Tianheng's voice suddenly sounded. Are you in charge? Duguyan's face darkened. I'm your boyfriend, you think I don't care? Yu Tianheng's face was darker than Duguyan's. Are you out of your mind? I told you yesterday that we have broken up and I am now Shen Fan's girlfriend. Duguyan was really angry. Yu Tianheng. I said, you can tell me if you have anything. Don't disturb Yan Yan. Don't you understand human language? Seeing that Yu Tianheng was not finished, Shen Fan stood in front of Dugu Yan and his tone became completely cold. Just because I said something for Tang San yesterday, you want to break up with me? Yu Tianheng ignored Shen Fan who was blocking Dugu Yan, walked a few steps to the side, and continued to look at Dugu Yan and said, he thought about it all night last night and finally figured out where he went wrong. Boom. Just when Shen Fan was about to teach Yu Tianheng a lesson, Lu Erlong appeared behind Yu Tianheng and kicked Yu Tianheng away. Tianheng. It seems that what I said to you last night fell on deaf ears. At this moment, Yu Xiaogang also came to the hotel lobby in a wheelchair with the help of Flanders. Uncle, Yu Tianheng got up from the ground, but stopped talking. After all, it was his nephew, so Lu Erlong didn't exert too much force. Except for some pain, Yu Tianheng had no other injuries. Now that Dugu Yan has made her choice, don't bother her anymore. I'll say it one last time. If you still don't listen this time, I will pretend that I don't have a nephew like you. Yu Xiaogang waved his hand. As selfish as he is, he only does things that are beneficial to himself and doesn't care about anything else.